Happy Tuesday, everyone. Good to see you. Let me check a couple settings here real quick, and we will get started. Good to see you. Let me settings here. There we go. All right. Let's see who we got in here tonight. Looks like Stephen Wallace popped in this morning and left a little comment. Marcos Gamos. Gamma, what's up, my buddy? How you doing tonight? Good to have you here. Michael Morgan, one of my mods. Thank you, my man. Native Wild Man. I sent some stuff out to you on, when did I send that out? Sunday? What is today? Tuesday. I think I sent it out. I think I dropped it in the mail on Monday morning. That's what it was. So you should be getting some stuff from me. Thanks for coming, stopping by tonight. I really appreciate it. Gonzo, my brother from another mother. What's going on? Freshly back, I can't even talk today. Freshly back from Blade Show. Let's see who else we got down here. PA Fish and Tanks. What's up? Thanks for stopping into the live. Budget Guy. How you doing, my man? Always love seeing you in here. Let's make sure I didn't miss anybody else back here. Blades Hook Daniel. Good evening to you, sir. Napster Ninja. What's up? I'm gonna talk to you guys. See who in here went to Blade Show. Some of you guys I know went. We'll check that out in a bit. Let's see who else we got. Who else? What's a mini Finn Wildman? Who else did we miss? Freak Show. What's going on, man? How's it going? I didn't see any pictures of you at Blade Show. Apparently you were good at avoiding cameras. Let's see who else we got. Will B, what's going on? Thank you, sir, for stopping by. Let's see. You're welcome. Glad to be here. Well, cool. I can't remember whether I've seen you in one of my lives before, but thanks for being here tonight. It's always good to see you. Let's see who else we got down here. What you guys? So today, splitting headaches and joint pain. I can appreciate the joint pain thing. I got a bit of a headache today. I did something kind of stupid before the live went on. I turned on a fan out here in my garage that I haven't used in a while, and it blew all kinds of dust around and stuff. And so I got a little bit of a pressure headache going on thing, but otherwise I'm good. Let's see who else we got down here. Grumpy posted a pic of me on IG. Okay, I must have missed that one. I tried to catch a lot of pictures on Instagram and stuff like that, but it was hard to catch them all. Stacy Bolsterblades, what's up, sister? I can't listen right now, babysitting for neighbor. Okay, no worries, all good. Just appreciate you being in here. Thanks for everybody that stopped in so far. Don't forget to hit the like button. We are at what, 16, 17 viewers, 11 likes. So remember, hit that like button for me. See who else we got jumping in here, because we got a few more people I know I haven't greeted yet. David Iverson, what's going on, my man? Howdy, howdy. I didn't go to Blade Show either, Will says. I spent way too much money from the comfort of my own home. Understand that. Understand that, definitely. The other thing that happened for me is because we had a shutdown at my work at the golf course for part of a week, so my hours got drastically cut for that 1 week. So money's a little tighter. It's a little tighter than it used to be. Let's see. Where's Byron's in here somewhere? Did I miss him? Well, hello, Byron. Where is he? Oh, Byron, there he is. What's going on, man? Look at Byron's. He's got everybody up there. He's got me, Michael Morgan, Gonzo, Marcos, Freak Show, Will, Wild Man. He's got everybody up there. Let's see who else have I got in here that I haven't got to yet. Splitting headaches, probably puts a pic of me. I got all that stuff. Sorry, the chat just jumped again. Knife Nut 69. Thank you, sir. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate that. Cool. What's up, Blazeburger? Oh, we got somebody I missed. Blazeburger's in here too. What's up, Pocket Clips? Not much, Lazy Pivot. Let's see, what else? Who else we got here? We show. Everybody's all right. So everybody's greeting everyone. So that's cool. So while you guys are doing greetings and catching up on greetings with each other, I am going to do a few shout outs here. First of all, shout out to everybody who's in the stream tonight. Thank you very much. I always appreciate attendance here, especially right after Blade Show when there's that knife hangover that happens. So really appreciate everybody who showed up tonight. Jay Evans, want to shout him out too. Javon, he may show up here later, may not. But him and I have had a couple really good talks lately on the phone, and he's been really helpful to the channel, and he will continue to be so. So I appreciate Javon a lot. I want to give him a quick shout out. I want to give a shout out to Mrs. Edge for two reasons. One, because she has done a fantastic job lately at helping me put together a lot of these props and miniatures that you see in Fully Deployed. She has an Instagram account that she started recently. Check it out if you haven't already. It's called Studio DCG. It's right here on the screen as I speak. So shout out to my lovely wife who does a lot of stuff, and obviously a lot of you folks love her custom handkerchiefs that she makes, so that's really cool. Here's Gonzo shouting out to EDC Roundtable. Again, if you haven't checked them out, you should. It's people from within the knife community selling a whole bunch of different stuff, and it's a one-stop shop for a lot of different things. So definitely check that out if you have not already. Other shout outs here, Blade Hobby. I picked up a knife from him this past week that he was selling that I really love. I'm going to talk about that next week, and I'll probably review that one pretty soon. Also, my mods, Gonzo and Mimo. These guys are the best. I love them. My brothers. Very much appreciate that. So, again, a shout out to you guys. And I don't want to forget Budget Guy either. Him and I have had some transactions and some dealings lately, and I want to make sure I recognize him because he's a valued member of our community for sure. Stacy says, okay, I'm listening now. Yay. I just did all the shout outs. Let's see. Whoa, chat just jumped. Samuel Smithy. What's up, brother? Thanks for dropping in and joining me for a little while tonight. Let's see, anybody else in here I missed? I don't think so. I think I got everybody that's in the stream right now. 25 people in the stream. 19 likes. I need 6 more. Come on. I know you guys can all hit the like button. So let's do, like we do every week, let's do pocket checks. And while you guys are catching up on typing in your pocket checks, we got 25 people in here, so that's awesome. I will start telling you about what I am carrying this week as well. All right, so we'll look for that to come up. A lot of greetings in here. That's good. Got a few things I want to talk about too. I'll go over some topics real quick while you guys are writing pocket checks up before I start. We're going to talk about budget knives tonight. I'm going to have a little brief discussion about giveaways. A couple things I want to say about that. There will be a word of the week this week. The word of the week, I will tell you what it is right now. I'll only say it verbally once. It is strop, like a thing that you sharpen a knife with. Strop. I will also show it later on in the broadcast. I will give you a review of this Friday's preview of this Friday's knife, and we'll talk about some acquisitions I made recently, and one of them is kind of interesting, even though it's not an expensive knife. There will be a story time tonight. We will get a story time, possibly 2, depending on how long we run. All right, so let's see. Whoa, here we go. Some people are already starting to put up pocket checks, so let's see what we got real quick. Where are we at? Whoa, where do we go? There we go. On number 20, Ellie say I turned 49 trips around the sun. Well, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Scott N. And shout out to Scott, too. If you guys don't already know this, Scott does the Knife Tube scheduling so that you guys can go on and look and see where all the live streams are every week. He announces it every day on Instagram. He keeps track of everyone that has live streams going on. So big shout out to Scott for taking care of that for the community. Really, really greatly appreciate that. I cannot say that enough. So let's see here. What we got Scott. Yo, where do we go? Okay, here we go. Here we go. I caught up with the chat. Sorry about that, guys. And it jumped again. Ha ha. So let's see. Budget Guy's got a Cold Steel Code 4 and about 12 sticks of gum and Jan's wood. He's got a ninja block in there. Tri-State, brother. What's up? Saw lots of pictures of you and stuff from Blade Show, you and the lovely wife. Looked like you had a fun time. Bought a couple things. That's cool. You got to hang out with Javon too. I just shouted him out at the beginning of the broadcast. Great guy. I talked to him on, had a good phone conversation with him right before he left for Blade Show. And he's been really helpful to the channel. And I wanted to shout him out for that as well. And also Tri-State has really helpful. Had a lot of advice before I started doing lives. And I'm really honored to be in the lead up spot to his live streams every week, which I never miss. Let's see, what else do we got here for pocket checks? Blaze Burger. I had an Emerson A100 today while I was working at home. Yep, I've been pretty much homebound all day. We went and picked up a ladder, and then I've been home. Let's see, Knife Nut 69 has a Spyderco Manix 2 and a Sabibi Imperium. Very nice, sir. Napster Ninja is carrying a Benchmade Super Freak. Michael Morgan is carrying a Tucson TS 269 Harpoon. Case Sod Buster Jr., Rovi Von Aurora A1X flashlight. Very good, very good. Gonzo, my man. Gonzo is carrying the Vist PE, which he bought from Grateful Panic. White River FC 3.5, Quill, Lancelot Leather, and a Forest Hank. Very nice, sir. Let's see. That's Marcos. Happy birthday, Scott. That's correct. Happy birthday, Scott. Today is Scott N's birthday. 49 revolutions around the sun. Very cool. Let's see. Will B says, I had way too much today. You've always got a lot, brother. I love it. I love reading. It's like reading a grocery list when I do Will B's pocket check. Spyderco PM2, Kaiser Bag Leader XL, Nigaron Bologna. Nice, nice. Civivi Chevalier, nice knife. Civivi Riffle, another cool knife. Streamlight Micro Stream and Olight Baton 3, awesome lights, and an Everyman Grafted pen. As usual, man, that's like a smorgasbord right there. Let's see. Samuel Smithy is carrying a Shiroguro Neon Zero Still. Nothing wrong with that, brother. It's a beautiful knife, right? Wish I could afford one. One of my two knives. That's okay, man. If you got a Shiroguro, it's like saying you have an Arius, right? You pretty much, you're good to go there. You don't necessarily have to have another knife in your pocket. Let's see who else has posted up. Let's see. Blades Hook Daniel. Today I'm playing with an Ethan Grow EF973. Cool, cool. I have a couple of Ethan Grows in line to be reviewed. I bought a couple that I really wanted to see what they were like, and I was pretty pleasantly surprised with them. And I already own one anyway, but I bought two more recently. Let's see, what do we got? Happy birthday, brother Scott. That's right, happy birthday. We're gonna keep saying that. Let's see. We're gonna go get a nap. I'm seeing double from a headache. Laugh. All right, budget guy, man. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for popping in, saying hello, and go take a nap, man. You definitely need to get that rest, especially if you're not feeling good. I know what that's like. The Byron Kennedy. Let's see. You broke down on, what is this? He said you broke down on I-75 near Richmond, Kentucky, and need help, or you're at home counting treasure. I think he's home. Let's see here. Chat just jumped again. Johnny Casada. First of all, welcome to the channel, sir, and thanks for posting up your pocket check. The Hogue K320, one of my favorite knives, man. That is one of the most. It is one of the most well-designed knives, ergo-wise, I have ever put in my hand, and a lot of other people believe that too. And the Kaiser Original in black, another excellent button lock knife from Kaiser. Let's see, Grumpy Grunts up there. David Iverson, he's got a ZT308. I had one of those. I wish I hadn't sold it. ZT308, We the People, Victorinox Alox Pioneer X, an Olight I1R Pro. I lost mine. I still haven't reordered another one. Tears. I3T, so a couple of cool Olights. Leatherman Skeletool CX, Hinderer pen, and a Forest Hank. Very nice, sir. Let's see. Who else is up here? We're talking about the K320. Yes, the K320 is a great knife. I know it's a Hogue, and a lot of Hogue's knives look very tactical, but the 320 is a really, really well designed knife, and it. I realize why one of the reasons I loved it is because it's very similar in shape to a knife that I carried for like 8 years in my pocket every day, which is the Kershaw Knockout. Let's see what else we got going on here, brothers and sisters. Samuel Smithy says, was it still cutting concrete, but saw this come up? Well, again, man, thanks for stopping by. We always appreciate that. Concrete work in the summer is always, a lot of hard labor. So I understand if you're just listening. Me with Knives. What's up, my man? Thanks for coming in. Spyderco Polestar, a mini bug out, Leatherman Surge, Lumen Top Tool 2.0, and a Mrs. Me with Knives. Hank, there you go. See, he's another knife person who's got a wife that makes stuff for him. Let's see. Bladesick Daniel says, I won't purchase any knife until I get the Bag Leader XL. I have a mini Bag Leader, and I really like it. It's very similar. The Bag Leader is very similar to the Doman. They're designed by the same guy, I guess. So I guess that explains why they're very similar. I have a Doman, and I really like that. I'm going to be away from the phone, but still listening. Thank you, Will. And I think we're pretty much. Are we caught up on pocket checks? I think we might be. The Bag Leader XL is awesome. Yeah, it's a great design. Like I said, the Doman and the Bag Leader are very similar knives. So let me show you what my pocket carry is today. I've mostly been around the house, so I don't have a big extravagant one. But as always, oh, wait a minute. Oh, Byron Kennedy says, I got a Cold Steel 1 Recon, Gerber Grills multi-tool knife. Cool. I've only seen pictures of the Gerber Grills. I've never actually held one of those, but they look pretty cool. Is Tri-State actually broke down? Is that the deal? If you are, brother, where is that? I just saw a comment jump here a second ago. Oh, no, he says, I'm home counting treasures, trying to deal with all of my newfound debt. Correct. I said that was probably going to happen. That's my biggest fear when I go next year to Blade Show, is I'm going to have to leave the credit card like locked up in a vault or something like that when I go there, because I'll get into way too much trouble, I think, at Blade Show. But let me tell everybody what I'm carrying today. So as always, I'm carrying the Victorinox Classic. If I'm not carrying one of these, I'm usually carrying the Cadet or the Recruit. They call it a Recruit now, but I have an older version that they call the Cadet, which is the full size but thinner style Victorinox. I love these. Like I said, they've got a little bit of everything in there, and I can hand this knife to anybody. I can say, here you go. If somebody asks to cut open an envelope or cut some string or whatever, open a box. No one can really get too much trouble with one of these. My second knife I'm carrying today is the Giant Mouse Ace Biblio in green micarta M390 blade. I have two of these now. I bought the natural brown micarta one from Grumpy. It's exactly like this, but it has really cool brown micarta. So that's the Giant Mouse Biblio M390 knife. Really nice. Love this. It's become an everyday carry for me. And a knife that I just recently acquired, I have the Benchmade Presidio 2 CF Elite full-size bugger. This is a big knife, as knives generally go. And I got this from Dark Gravity. I mentioned that I was looking for one of these. He actually had this one, very lightly used with all the box and paperwork, and we made a deal. Got one little scratch on the pocket clip, but I don't care about that. It's a good sized knife, as you can see. This is not a little knife at all. It's pretty big. Got a big handle. I got a large glove size hand, and as you can see, there's plenty of room there to stick another finger on this sucker. So really cool knife, like that. And that is my carry for the day, folks. Let's see. What do we got for comments down here? Nice blade. Thank you. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I got a bunch of other knives to show. There won't be a 5 and 5 tonight. I didn't line up a guest for this week. I didn't confirm a date with anybody, so I'm just going to go with it. It'll be all right. I got some cool knives to show anyway. Let's see. Presidio 2 is a big girl. Yes, it is. It is a big knife. I have the mini, which is not really a mini. So just for you folks, when I review the full-size Presidio, I'm also going to show the mini Presidio 2 CF Elite, because it looks small next to the full-size knife, but it's not a small knife. It's like a medium, right? And I carried that for a long time. That was my favorite carry knife for a long, long time. So I will do a comparison video coming up on that knife as well. I literally have like, honestly, I have 30 knives on an index card that I haven't reviewed yet. So I have a ton of knives to get through, and I just really haven't had the time to do more than one a week. So bear with me on that. Let's see. Papa Rhino, welcome in, brother. Papa Rhino and I also made a knife deal recently. He picked up a brand new Benchmade I had that he really likes, and I'm glad he's enjoying it. It was his very first Benchmade. I had a knife I bought brand new and basically reviewed and didn't use, and he picked it up and he's happy with it. So that's the great thing about this community. Let's see. My channel is just fish tanks, bro. But thank you. Bro. Oh, okay. Oh, I think the other. I see. He's the other channel is that's Papa Rhino's other YouTube ID. Let's see. So I am going to get into a couple of quick things here. So we're talking about different kinds of knives, and I always like to throw out a question. Right? I always like to ask you guys for your input on things and kind of feel out what you guys think about things. So my question is about budget knives. Okay. So what price point is a budget knife for you? What do you personally consider to be a budget knife? Is it $30, $50, $75, $100? What's that price point for you? And then the second part of this is going to be your favorite budget knives, the ones that fit into your price points. So I'm just curious what you guys, everybody has a different idea about what a budget knife is, right? I mean, for somebody who lives in another country and makes, $5 an hour, right, for wages, their budget knife is going to be a lot different than budget knife for us here in the United States. But I'm just wondering, so let's see what we got here. We got a couple people already popped in here. Let's see. So Gonzo says 0 to 60. Okay, great. Jason Brown is in the house. What's up, brother Jason? Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Let's see. So Michael Morgan says under 100. Okay, got it. Blades Hook Daniel says, for me, 75 down. Okay. And so Blades Hook Daniel and I are pretty much in the same area. Around 75 or 80 bucks to me. Anything below that is I consider a budget knife, right? In that $75 range. Because I feel like when you get up over $100, there shouldn't be really any real quality issues. There's so many manufacturers out there, and there's so many options at $100 and up that I feel like, below $100, I feel like kind of around 80 bucks, 75 or 80 bucks that's where I fall in. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, the chat just jumped, but I saw brother Jay Evans is in here. There he is. I got it. Woohoo! What's up, my man? Looked like you had a good time at Blade Show. Let's see. Native Wildman says under $100. Johnny Casada says under $100. Okay. Blazeburger says 65 and under. Okay. Cool. Country Boy, what's up, my man? Hello. Thanks for jumping in the stream. So there is 31 folks in the stream tonight. There's 29 likes. Awesome. You guys are doing a great job hitting the like button for me. I love it. And before I jump on to the next knives, I will give you guys this if you are paying attention. All right. I'll give you that real quick. Got it? Okay. Going back to comments. Let's see. Where did chat just jump to now? Where did it go? Let's see. 75 and down for Blades Hook Daniel. I think I missed a couple here. $50 or less. Napster Ninja says 75 and below. Jay Evans, $100. You and I have actually talked about that. What we consider budget knives, right? Corporal Steve says I only make $5 a day. So I got a budget knife for you, man. I won this in OCD for EDC's giveaway. This is a 3CR, like 8 MOV gas station type knife. But here's your $5 a day knife right here. That's yours. Let's see. 31 watching, 27 likes. We'll get there. No worries. Let's see. Anybody else kicking in here? So $100. Native Wildness 156. Blaze Burger 65. Yep. So let's see. Freak Show says a budget knife to me is under $100. Never handled it, but they would probably be the Stinger. Okay. Right. And that's my next thing is, so now that a bunch of people have thrown up price ranges, like what do you have a favorite budget knife? Do you have a budget knife that you bought for whatever fits into your budget price point that you really like, or you just keep coming back to? So PA Fish Tank says under $100, right? And I think for a lot of people, that's right. For me, it's I like to stay around 75 or 80 bucks. Nate Wildman says, as of right now, my favorite sub $50 knife would be the KU322. Yes, a lot of people like that knife. Laura Gillespie just bought one of those recently too, and she loves it. Jason Brown says $50 or less, right? So most people seem to be in the $50 to $100 range. And like I said, for me, $100, at $100 and up, you should be getting a quality knife no matter what. Like there are plenty of steels available, plenty of manufacturers. You know, Michael Morgan says, I'd go with the Eionan, the Beg Leader XL, Towser Blown. I mean, I could keep going, but there's tons of goodies under $100. And correct, right? So I think most of us that collect are probably going to fall into that range, right? The Asher Nomad, full tie 108 after, lefty 10. Yeah, well, actually, the Asher Nomad by itself is 90 bucks, right? So it's under $100. So that's a great budget knife, by the way. I got my hands on one thanks to Grumpy, and I am about to review that one as well. So here's my thing. So a lot of people have great answers. It used to be Civivi, but I depend on giveaway wins. Yep, understand. So everything depends on your budget, right? And that's, let's see, Knife Nut says, will be when I started, I would say, I don't know, that's 50 bucks. Now I've got 6 pre-orders out and I'm planning to get a Laconico made knife. Yeah, so, right, it changes. It's going to change too, right? It changes based upon your collection, maybe your job and your economic status. Like I have more time than I used to have to spend with my wife and to work on this channel, and I have a good job that I love going to, but I don't make as much money as I made 3 years ago before we relocated. So my channel is a little bit more budget orientated. Most of the knives I review are under 100 bucks, but then I'll borrow knives or I'll buy something really nice and throw that in as well. And if you followed my channel from the beginning, which a lot of you have, you know that I've reviewed knives all the way down to $13. And I'm going to show you a really cool knife that's in the budget category tonight. It's kind of an interesting thing because I got it and then I opened it and I realized there was something interesting about it afterwards. Let's see, where was I here? Grumpy Grunt is in the house. What's up, Grumpy? My man, check this out. There he is. There's the angry monkey right there with his finger up. Can you guys see that? Yeah, there he is. Let's see. Who else is in here? USBC, I got that already. So favorite value knife would be the Kershaw. Oh my God, me with knives. So I was going to tell you guys what my favorite budget knife is. It's right around 80 bucks, which falls into well into my budget price category, and it is the Civivi Link in 20 CV, right? This knife is about 80 bucks. It's US made Kershaw. I compared this on my channel to the ZT-0357, which is like the big brother of this knife. So you got high-end aluminum, you got green Cerakote, you got a 20 CV blade. This knife has been on so many hiking trips and camping trips with me over the last handful of years. It's an amazing, amazing knife. And it comes with 20 CV steel, right? I've never had to sharpen this knife yet. And this knife is around $80. 80 bucks, 20 CV steel, guys. Can't beat that. Seriously, this is one of my favorite knives. You know, I know there are people out there who laugh at Kershaw's, but hey, you know, US made Kershaw and ZT, they're the same company, right? The ZTs are just a little more ruggedly built, a little bit more high end. But when you compare this ZT, the ZT to this Kershaw Link, there are very few differences. A little thicker blade stock, a little thicker liners, because the ZTs are a little bit more known to be a little bit more work knives. But me with knives, man. There you go. Kershaw Link. So yeah, so Jason Brown, he said, budget is always relevant to the person. I know some folks that can't do $25 for a knife, so I don't think budget knife should be a label placed on any knife, really. Yeah, I mean, well, as long as you know what your price range is for that knife, there's no problem. I don't have a problem with calling it a budget knife. Like I said, you're right. But somebody who struggles to buy a $25 knife is going to say a $100 knife that most of us would not consider a budget knife anymore to be really awesome knife. And like I said, there are a lot of great knives at $100 or more. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, chat just jumped again. Hold on, people. See if I can figure out. Whoa, that jumped a lot. For Grumpy says, for me, budget stops at $60 and affordable begins and runs to 125 or so. Okay, that's fair, right? So you got a budget knife, and then you got knives that are a little higher grade, but they're still affordable. Byron Kennedy says 75 or less, QSP Penguin, Rough Riders, Ontario Rats, Buck Slim Series, CRK, etc. Yeah, I mean, for me, CKRT is, I don't know, like I have some of their knives, but I feel like they've kind of fallen off my radar because even though their designs are good, their materials tend to be not the best all the time. But they do certainly fall into the budget category, right? Let's see what else we got going on here. The Variant PE is an amazing budget knife. Yes, absolutely, that is a good budget knife. So that was kind of where I wanted to go with that. I just wanted to see what everybody thought about that. I like asking questions and kind of getting into where people's price points are buying wise, right? And then we've talked in one of my other live streams about sort of your high end, right? What's your high end? For me, I don't really like. I would like to buy most of my knives for around $200 or less. I bought knives as expensive as $300 a couple times, but that once we get much beyond that, I really feel like we're moving out of my territory. I have to save up a long time to buy a knife that costs more than $300. I do. Just that's the way it is. That's why most of my content on my channel is usually, if we use Grumpy's thinking, would be budget to affordable, right? So where was I? Just going to look at something here. Oh, OTIP. I thought somebody else joined the stream. What's up, OTIP? What's up, brother? Good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. Got 37 people in here tonight. I did not think that we would get that many people tonight after Blade Show. I thought we'd have Blade Show hangover. But thank you guys very much for popping in. I do appreciate that. So let's see. Napster Ninja was vice president of the Heart of America Aquarium Society for years. It's a 501c3. Okay, cool. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I did not know that, Papa Rhino. Cool. Let's see. Scott says, even Ontario rats are creeping up in price, and Aus 8 rat is always a solid knife. I totally agree. If you remember, I gave an Ontario rat away in my 250 sub giveaway. And I really like that knife a lot. I think that's a great knife for the price. And, you know, the Rat 1 and 2 are both in the $30 to $35 price range, depending on which scales you get with it and stuff. But, yeah, I mean, that's a good budget knife, right? It's certainly a knife that you can put in your collection. You can use for a lot of different stuff. Some people bag on Aus 8. I really don't think that it deserves the reputation it gets as a steel. It's very similar metallurgically to 14C28N. 14C has a little better edge retention, obviously, but they're both fine grain martinistic steels, and they both take a wicked edge. So, you know, maybe you have to sharpen it a little bit more if you have an Aus 8 knife, but I don't have an issue with that steel and that knife at all either. Let's see. Stacy says, remember, y'all, I love anything Mallory made. Would love to have a Devo stout, but that upcoming Nimble W, I would love to. The Nimble, I'll tell you what. The Nimble W is the knife I'm the most excited about right now. I'm going to do everything I possibly can to try to get in on the pre-order for that knife, and hopefully I can do that and not miss out on it. Thank you, Cole, by the way. Cole, thank you, sir, for putting that knife up on your live stream and showing it and giving us all a peek at that knife, because it looks freaking awesome. So yes, that's a knife I'm definitely excited to have. What else we got going on here? I'm trying to be better with comments tonight, guys, even though they're jumping around. Yeah, Right. Fishing can be expensive too, right? A pair of $200 reels. Are they fly reels? I'm not sure if that was from a previous comment, but fishing's another sport that can get expensive, man. Rods and reels get pricey, right? Especially when you get really into it. So the next thing I want to talk about, we were talking about the 250 giveaway I gave away an Ontario wrap for the small giveaway and a bunch of other prizes. So I want to talk about giveaways just for a few minutes. If you tune into my channel every week, and we got 42 people in here, so I'm totally stoked. That's a great turnout for the Tuesday After Blade show, and I'm really happy about that. 36 likes, so we're doing pretty good there. Don't forget to hit the like button if you're in here listening to my stream. But as far as giveaways go, I'm a small channel and I have a small budget, and I'm lucky enough that this wonderful knife community has a lot of people who are very gracious and big-hearted and have sent me knives to review on loan. As a matter of fact, I had 30 something of my own knives backlogged because people keep sending me knives to review, and that's amazing. There's no other community like it anywhere. But as far as giveaways go, this is not an every week giveaway channel. That's not going to happen. My giveaways are going to be big holidays. They're going to be big achievements for my channel. So the next big thing for me is 500 subs, right? Hopefully that'll be before the end of the year. I think we're at 325 or something right now. And that's another thing. If you're in my live stream right now and you've never gone over and checked out my channel, go take a look. If you like some of the content, there's not just knife reviews, but there's also Fully Deployed, which is a kind of a knife puppet theater thing. It's kind of funny. Cole made his debut on episode 3 of Fully Deployed. He hasn't commented yet, so I don't know if he loved it or he didn't, but I'll just assume that he liked it because it was all meant in good fun. But anyway, that's going to be the deal. So I'm going to do like a small giveaway for 4th of July. I'm going to do a Halloween giveaway. I'm going to do a Christmas giveaway, and that also will be right around the same time that my channel hits 1 year. So I'll probably combine those two together, and then 500 subs. That doesn't mean I won't occasionally have small giveaways. I will, but some people that come into the live streams come in just to see what kind of free stuff they can get from the channels, and I don't really appreciate that much. When somebody comes in and asks for free stuff, I just I'm always gracious about it, but at the same time, that's not what the live streams are supposed to be all about. It's supposed to be an opportunity for us to all hang out together and have a good time for an hour or two or whatever it is each night. So anyway, enough about that. But there will be giveaways. I will be doing some holiday giveaways, and like I said, Christmas giveaway, anniversary celebrations, 500 subs, that kind of stuff. And along that line, I will say this: there is 40 people in the stream right now, so that's pretty cool. I see 40. I don't know if that number's right, but you folks are my best advertisement, right? The knife community viewers who come in here and share time with me every week, you're my best advertisement. So besides throwing my link up here in the chat, which is awesome, and I appreciate my mods every week, Gonzo and Mimo, for doing that. Like, if you know somebody in the knife community that you see around all the time in chat and you don't think they're subbed to my channel, give them a shout. Say, hey, have you gone and checked out Eionan? And that's the best advertisement I could have. It's like I say, word of mouth, right? So you folks here are absolutely the best advertisement that I could possibly have, because everybody who shows up here every week and watches my videos and comments on my lives, you are what makes all of this stuff happen. So let's see, I'm trying to catch up on chat here a little bit. Let's see. Blazeberg says, the most I ever spent on a knife was $800 on a Herman knife Sting. Didn't care for it and sold it within a week. My comfort zone is now under $400. And there you go, right? So it's the same thing with me. Like, when I get up around $300, man, I gotta really love that knife. I gotta really want to spend that money, because I just don't have the budget after all the bills get paid to spend a lot more than that. Grumpy says, get yourself a massage, brother. It'll help with the sore muscles. If not, try a soak and Epsom salt bath, or both. Yep. Massages definitely help. Something else that I have that has helped me a lot, because I have arthritis and I have a lot of back problems, is I bought myself a TENS unit, TENS. It's one of them little electro stimuli things that you can put on different parts of your body. And that's really cool. I call it the battery powered angel because it's helped me get back on my feet a few times already. Let's see. Ada Wildman says, I have 2 Fluger Patriarchs, the blue one and the white one. Oh, those are fishing stuff we're talking about. Dark Gravity is in the house. I missed this comment up here, but he's in the house. There he is. I see him up there. Talking knife price is a very touchy subject with some folks. I try not to discuss price as much as what I like. Yeah, okay, and that's probably a good practice. Just kind of wondering, I mean, here we are. We all kind of know each other a little bit in the community. Just wondering. There's Laura, lurking and cooking dinner. Laura, you also have an envelope, a package I sent out to you. Yours went out on Saturday, so if you haven't seen it yet, you should be seeing it any day. Laura and Tree Stab and Troy both won a little swag pack that I gave away last week. I gave it to 2 people, and they won it. Troy was so shocked he won with 37. That wasn't actually the number, but I said the 2 closest people, so that worked out okay. Let's see, Dark Gravity, no shaming on the upper end of the market. We all have different tastes and wallets. It's good. Price or no price. It's what we value them as. And I would say that's true, right? Like I said, whatever your high end is going to be for a knife, that's what it's going to be. And it's not going to be the same for everyone. Blades Hook Daniel, yes, sir. Thank you very much. Hit the like button, please, if you're in my stream. So let's talk about real quick. Let's get to some actual live stream content because I think we talked a lot about budget knives. Mike Jernak, welcome in, sir. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for sharing your Tuesday evening with me. So let's talk about some content. So latest acquisitions. So I picked up 2 knives between last week's live stream and this one. The first knife I'm going to show is a budget knife. It's from Sativian, and this is the ST130. Let's see if we can get this up here near the camera for you. This is a 14C 28N knife with amazing looking micarta. Guys, I wish I could get this micarta to show up better on screen. Black micarta. It's some of the nicest micarta I've seen in a long time in a knife under $100. It's got a stone-washed blade. It's got this nice little anodized blue accent, deep carry pocket clip, and this thing is butter. This is $30 from Sativian. This is a 14C 28N knife for $30. Hard to beat that, guys. There will be a review upcoming on this knife as well. So a lot of people already know that Sativian has some really cool knives out there, and they're uber budget price, right? You can pick up some of their knives for right around $20, maybe $25. This is, like I said, this one's $30, but it's a very fidgety knife, and it's got a cool look to it, right? So it's hard to beat this. And the micarta on this thing is just crazy good. Like the micarta on this looks like a lot more expensive micarta than what it actually is. It's got a great texture to it, and it's got some great, kind of grain patterns on it. So this knife I just picked up, I will be reviewing this. This is Sativian ST130. Let's see what else we got. 324 subscribers. Yes, amazing. 1 month ago, I put up the video for my 250 subscriber thing. So we're already like 75 subs up from that. And at that point in time, I think I was at like 240 or something. So we're about like 80 or 90 subs up from where we were 1 calendar month ago, which is pretty amazing to me. So the channel is continuing to grow, and I'm really happy about that. And I want it to grow organically. But again, if you're looking for a good budget knife with some nice micarta on it and good blade steel, Sativian ST130, cool. Let's see what else we got going on here. Jason Brown says, too many giveaways make new people to the community start expecting too much. Just my opinion. Been seeing too many people expecting something for being in the live slide, and that's true. And that's kind of what I'm getting at. Last week's live, somebody was in the live that was got mad because I wasn't giving away stickers, and I did give away stickers at the end just to make kind of, sort of as a peace offering to the community. But I touched on that a little while ago about giveaways. Like I'm going to have giveaways for major holidays and major events for my channel, and I will have small giveaways. I'm already planning a couple of small midsummer giveaways for little stuff, but I'm not going to be giving a knife away every week or flashlights away every week. That's just, I don't have the budget on my channel to do that. So most of you that are in the channel tonight, I would probably say just about all of you, you realize that that's the case, right? I'm not going to be doing a giveaway every single week. Scott says, I'm only 99,676 away from 100K, so close. Yeah, not Neve's numbers, that's for sure. But hey, I'm happy. The channel has grown pretty organically. And like I said, you're the best word of mouth. You're the best advertisement I have. The folks, the 30, 40, 50 people who show up over here every week and check out my channel, you're the ones who make it all happen. So I'd rather have, 500 subs and have people, most of the community watching my channel and my lives every week than have 1,000 subs and have, nobody really, not that many people watching. So it'll get there, and I'm happy with that so far. So yeah, Stacy says stop the giveaways. I agree, Brother Brown. Maybe once a month for some channels. Yeah, and again, like some of the channels do giveaways so often that it makes a lot of people believe that that's what's going to happen, right? So people come on a small channel like mine and they're like, hey, are you giving away any free stuff tonight? And, sometimes I will be, but I'm not going to give away stuff every week. So O-Tip says, I don't come here for the free stuff. I come here to say hi to my friends. And right, exactly. I want it to be like a social hour for everyone. So another knife on latest acquisitions. Now, this knife was bought by two other YouTube channel owners, two other content people, Blades and EDC, Jamie, and Mattisfaction, Maddie. They both bought the frag patterned version of this knife. And I thought it was pretty cool. It's a 5th pocket carry knife, but I decided to buy the plain titanium version. And this is the Massillon, I believe it's called the 215, right? So this little baby here with the little sheep's foot blade uses D2, stonewashed D2 steel. And the frame, it's a frame lock, and the body of the knife is titanium. But I got mine in the mail, and I opened it and took it out of the package, wiped the oil off it, flicked it around a couple times. And then I noticed something on the back of the knife, because again, mine's not a frag pattern. Can you guys see this? Serge Panchenko, SP. So he doesn't have this listed on his website, but this does look a heck of a lot like some of his smaller little pocket, 5th pocket type designs and his little utility cutter designs and all that. So that's a little strange. And I noticed that on the Amazon website, none of the plain versions of this knife show this side. All of the pictures of all of the plain tie ones, the colored tie and the plain tie like this, they only show this side of the knife. So not sure what the deal is with that. But this is a really cool little knife. It's D2 and tie. It has brass back spacers, real brass back spacers. It doesn't have a pocket clip, but you don't need it. It's so small. And it's like basically drop shutty, man. I mean, this thing's awesome. You just basically just hit that and falls close. I've had this in my pocket at work a bunch of times. I've already cut a bunch of boxes up with it and stuff. Seems to hold it. It came super sharp, and it holds a really good edge. So this knife is $19.50 on Amazon, right? This is the Massillon. I believe it's a 215. They call it a K&I 215, and great little knife. It's basically a utility cutting blade. It's a Warncliffe or sheep's foot. It fits. You can fit 3 fingers on this thing if you have large glove-sized hands like I do, and got some cool little jimping up here on top of the blade. And this thing's cool, man. I mean, this is a great little knife. It's riding on ball bearings too. So that really is amazing. I can't believe this knife is $19. So if you're looking for a tiny, tiny little knife that's well built, and it looks like it might even be a Serge Panchenko design, $20. And get one of these little 5th pocket babies, huh? And it came sharp. It's a sharp little knife. Let's see. OTIP says, Eionan's Edge. I've been using a TENS unit since my parachute accident 29 years ago. They have gotten a lot smaller and easy to use over the years. My first one says, yes. When I first got back from the Marine Corps and I tweaked my back over in the Middle East, and they sent me to a chiropractor for that, it was a big giant machine that they rolled out on a cart. And now mine has a belt clip and I can walk around with it. I can put the little wires down the back of my shirt and under my t-shirt and walk around with it, walk around the house with it and do stuff. I don't even have to like stay stationary with it. So that's awesome. Joe Kasprick, thank you for stopping in. He says, just stopped in to say hi. I can't stay, got to go, got an appointment. Hope everyone is well and having a great week. Well, thank you, Joe, for stopping in and visiting and saying hello to everybody. I appreciate it. Let's see. Byron Kennedy says, kudos to the Thrash Man for some underground, unsolicited, unscheduled, uncensored lies while many were at Blade Show. Yes, I watched a few of Thrasher's streams that he did, and that was great because I know a lot of people were busy with Blade Show. I also tried to catch up on as much of the Blade Show content as I could. Maddie posted a lot. A few people had a lot of content up there. So Dark Gravity says he's still searching for a TS219. That's a very nice knife. I wouldn't mind having one of those. And the Thrash Master is in the house too, somewhere. I see him in the chat there. Let's see. David Iverson says, I have an implant that's basically a TENS implant. Yeah, I have a friend who was in a bad car accident, and he has some kind of a back stimuli thing that is implanted in his spine and runs off batteries or something like that. And that's how he functions now. So that really sucks. That would suck to have to carry one of those things around all the time inside your body. But, you know, if that's what keeps you going, man, that's what you got to do. Let's see. Will be. He said, I just ordered my most expensive knife the other day. Oh, a Norseman. Yep, Grimsmo Norseman. Yeah, that's a pretty cool knife, man. And it's very unusual looking. You either like the way it looks or you don't like the way it looks. I'm kind of so-so on the looks, but everybody that's owned one of those loves them. So I'm sure that you'll have a lot of fun with that knife. And if you don't, well, there's a whole knife community out here, right, that loves knives. So somebody will want it. Let's see. Good evening. Oh, Dwayne Letterman, what's going on? Good evening, Eionan. Hello to you. Hello to you too, sir. Appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, Laura says, I got your package yesterday. Thank you so much. Cool. Awesome that you got it. I did include the giveaway that I did last week was just for some Eionan's Edge decals, but both of the people that won those, I sent some extra swag out to them. Speaking of that, Cole, if you're still in the live stream or you are listening before your live stream, your lovely wife, Cara, said that she would send me some Tri-State EDC decals so that I can give those away as swag and in my giveaways, and also a handful of Tri-State River Valley Creations decals so I can put them in with my smaller giveaways and my big giveaways as swag. So if you're listening, buddy, when you guys fully recuperate from Blade Show, hook me up and send me some decals so I can help promote your channel as well. Let's see. What? Wrong channel. What happened here? Let's see. Dark Gravity. He's talking about the Grimsman. Yep. The Norseman. Yep. Let's see here. Scott N says, I love seeing knives I could never own, see them in pics. Still nice to see what's possible and what combinations can be made. Absolutely. And that's why I love doing the 5 and 5. I didn't put one together for this week. I had a couple people I was talking to, but I didn't communicate with them and lock anything down. Speaking of that, here is the information. If you are interested in doing a 5 and 5 on my live stream, all you have to do is email me at eionansedge@gmail.com or hit up my Instagram account at eionans_edge. And the 5 and 5 is basically you bring 5 knives onto the live stream. You can just show the knives on camera or you can put your face, it doesn't matter. And I give you 5 minutes or so to show and tell 5 of your knives. And it doesn't matter what kind of knives they are. I would love to, see good chef knives. I would love to see big survival knives. I would love to see, you know, antique knives that somebody's got, or just whatever your latest 5 knives are. That's really cool, and I really appreciate when people come on and do that. So again, hit me up if you'd like to do 5 and 5 in the future. I would love to have anybody from this community come on and show off 5 knives. That would be fantastic. Also, real quick note, episode 4 of Fully Deployed drops this Sunday. So if you've been following the Knife Puppet Theater and the appearances of people like Tri-State Cole and Satu Dave in the last episode, and you know that anything could happen in one of those little 2 or 3 minute segments that goes on, and people are already starting to mention the 2 main characters, Ben and Link, in some of the comments here in the live stream. So that's really cool. I also am going to hit Kara up about making these some Fully Deployed stickers so I can give those away as swag as well. So what else have we got going on here? Back to chat. Let's see, where are we at? Let's see. Jason Brown says, I got a Jack Wolf's nice little bro and won a QSP Penguin XL prototype in Thai and 20 CV at Blade. That's freaking awesome. That's amazing. You actually won a prototype knife. Thai and 20 CV on a Penguin would be fantastic. I would be totally up for buying a Penguin in Thai with 20 CV. The Penguin's a great design. I mean, it's a Warncliffe blade. It's a decent sized knife with a nice non-crazy looking handle. It's very ergonomical whether you have small hands or slightly larger hands. So the more variants of the Penguin they come out with, the better, because I feel like that knife is a winner in the knife community overall. Dark Gravity says, I got my thumb good on one, but not chopped off. It's a very smooth knife that definitely drops like a guillotine. I think he's talking about the Norseman. Oh yeah, Knife Nut, thank you for reminding everybody. Don't forget to back out of live chat and hit the like button. We've got 40 people in here. We're doing okay. We got 40 people in here and we got 43 likes. So we're ahead of schedule. Some people must have come in and hit like and got off. So what else have I got for you guys? So those are a couple of the latest acquisitions, the Sativian ST130 and the little Serge Panchenko titanium and D2 fifth pocket knife for $19.50. So check those out. I promised you I would give you a little sneak peek of what the knife, my full knife review will be for Friday, and I am going to do that. A bunch of you have seen this knife on the stream before. It is a knife that I am still trying to procure. This is the Kunwu Ronin in titanium and S35VN. This knife has graciously been on loan to me by Mattisfaction. I thought he was going to cry when he handed me this knife as a loaner. And I love it. I understand why he loves it too. This is the most fidgety knife I have ever handled in my life. This thing is just amazing. And it's a great knife. It's got a lot of good ergos. It's impeccably put together. Impeccably put together. This thing is just crazy, crazy nice. The workmanship on this knife is top notch. So this will be Friday's full review. Check it out. My reviews always drop on Friday mornings, so you can get those. There may be a bonus Saturday review this week. I'm about 99% sure I'm going to throw together a quick review to come out on Saturday morning of another knife that I think you guys will like as well. So that is this sneak peek of this Friday's knife review. So anywho, let's see what else we got going on here in chat. Jason Brown says, nice score. There's a little bit of fish talk. Native Wildman and me with knives are talking about saltwater fishing. Grumpy Grunt says that QSP win you and Jason both got was sweet. I'm excited to see that knife. Like I said, I mean, first of all, QSP makes some great knives. I've got, 3 of them at the moment, 3 or 4 of them, and I have 2 different Penguins. So I would love to see a Penguin in titanium and 20 CV. Yes, please. Dwayne, yeah, we've already got that. Let's see. I only have 3 brands of reels. Native Wildman's talking about fishing, I think, in here. Fluger, Abu, Garcia, Okuma. Okay, yeah. And give away golf balls. Scott, what? Give away golf balls. I actually get, I have golf balls here at the house, but now that I work at a golf course, since I started working there, um, I basically we get buckets of uh, golf balls that people have lost that end up, getting turned in and brought up to the golf services area. So I have no trouble getting golf balls for myself and my wife, but um, they would not look kindly on me selling them. So there won't be any golf ball giveaways. Let's see. Forrest SLR. First of all, I saw that you were in the chat. Welcome, sir. Thank you for stopping in. I will be getting to story time here in just a few minutes, so stick around, folks, because that's coming up. I might have 2 stories for you. But let's see what Forrest has to say. He says, I picked up a small fixed blade from Morris Knives at Blade Show, a small maker from Michigan. I wanted to support a local guy. Also got a Spartan Harsey with trees and gear. Oh my gosh, the Spartan Harsey is amazing. I want one very badly. I like either the stone-washed or the satin tie version of that knife. It would be really, really cool. They're not cheap, but yep, the Spartan Harsey is a super cool knife. I must obtain one somewhere down the road. We lost 4 after you announced there wouldn't be a giveaway, and that's okay. Like I said, if you're just coming into my channel because you want to win free shit, whatever, it's okay. It doesn't break my heart. We like to talk about a lot of different stuff here, and I had a really busy week this week, so I didn't put together a ton of topics, but hey, I appreciate you guys coming and sharing your Tuesday night with me. Let's see. Will B says, I really got mad watching Mike Emler one night because Jared sent his viewers over and had 5 or 6 pestering Mike for a giveaway, which he doesn't usually do anyway. Yeah, and I actually remember that night. I caught part of the end of Neves' stream, and then I jumped over to Mike's stream that night, and there was people that went over there specifically, and they kept asking if there was going to be a giveaway or he was going to give stuff away. And that, again, that's not the main reason we do this. I love when I can do them. And anytime I have extra stuff to give away or, whatever, I will absolutely do that. But I want to give you, the community members, the biggest chance, the people who are here every single week, the biggest chance to win stuff. So that's just the way it's going to be. I will say this, when I hit 500, I've got some cool stuff planned for that. So I'm probably going to do 3 giveaways for the 500 subscriber one. And I might do them all as lives, or I might do one small one for the video type giveaway that we random comment picker, and then do 2 bigger ones for the lives for 500. But I've got some cool stuff in the works for when I hit that benchmark, as we should say. Johnny Casada says, it kind of bugs me a bit when they start asking for free stuff, especially when we're right in the middle of a discussion. So you hit the nail on the head there too. Last week I had a 5 and 5 guest on who was in the middle of describing knives, and I had somebody who was basically shouting in chat, if you want to call it that, wanting free stickers. So, I tried to be very diplomatic about that, but if I have a guest on, the guest is going to get most of my attention, and I will try to keep up with the comments. But if any of you have ever done these live streams, it's not easy to do. Like, there's constantly says new comments down here in the corner, so I'm working on that. Let's see. Jason Brown says, Grumpy Grunt. Jason Bird was super excited. He had a great time. I'm thankful for you guys making him feel so welcome. I knew you guys would, though. So it sounds like Jason brought somebody new to Blade Show in the knife community with him, and they had a great time. And that doesn't surprise me because everyone in the knife community is amazing, pretty much, Blades Hook Daniel, he says, it is okay as far as the brand sending material to give away. Yeah, I don't really. I'll always take stuff to give away, but I'm not going to shill for anybody either. I mean, the big thing that I pride myself on my channel, especially, is doing honest reviews of stuff. If you watch the F5.5 review this week, and that's a knife that a lot of people love, but I'm with Grumpy. And if you haven't watched my review yet, Grumpy, you should go check it out. I'm with Grumpy because it's a beautiful knife. It's well built. It has a perfectly tuned action and an amazing blade. But I feel like there's a lot of design issues with that knife that could have very easily been addressed. It doesn't mean it's a bad knife, and it doesn't mean that there aren't people who are going to put that in their hand and go, oh, this is perfect for me. The Giant Mouse Ace Biblio is a perfect example of that. I bought this knife right before I was talking to Grumpy about the fact that he had one. Like I bought this, it was en route to my house, and then he's like, oh, I got one of those. And he's like, I don't like it because it doesn't fit my hand. But for me, this knife feels very natural. It has all the right ergos for my hand. So the F5.5 is that same way. But again, I won't rave about a knife if I don't love it. I won't tell you that it's the greatest thing since sliced bread if I have issues with the ergos or issues with the deployment or the steel won't hold an edge or didn't cut well or whatever. So there are knives I really like and I still have in my collection that I do have small issues with, but I like them enough to overlook those things and to keep them anyway. But yeah, I mean, I'm totally cool with anybody sending me anything. It's just if I'm going to review it or give it away, I'm going to be honest about what I think about it. Let's see. Dark Gravity says, I also talked to Jelly Jerry. It's because of Chinese lockdown. They should come back around. So I'm assuming he's talking about some of the Tucson knives. I've noticed that there's been a shortage of those on some of the websites and on Amazon lately. So I'm pretty sure that's what they're talking about. And I have a Tucson on my wish list that I really want to get. I think it's the 213 in, what is it, M390, right? But that's been out of stock now for months. Let's see what else we got going on here. Jason Brown, it was great meeting you. Yep. And Jason Bird, it's a great guy. Thank you for bringing him. So yeah, there we go. I mean, that's my biggest thing next year. I'm hoping to get the Blade Show and be able to meet a lot of people and meet a lot of you folks that maybe are going to make it next year. Dwayne Letterman said to Scott's thing about the golf ball. He says, walk in the woods on the right side of the fairway, Scott. I left you tons of golf balls. Totally true, right? Most golfers are right-handed. And the most common miss that we see at the golf course is people hanging balls out to the right. So, you go 200 yards from the tee box on the right side of the fairway, you'll find a ton of balls. I'm just lucky because maintenance picks them up, throws them in a big bucket, and gives them to us. And a lot of those balls go to first tee of Arizona. So the balls get donated to the youth programs. So usable old golf clubs, not old junkers, but clubs that are fairly modern. A lot of times they'll cut those down and give them to the kids. So golf balls, golf bags, golf clubs, that stuff. A lot of that stuff gets redonated, at least from the private golf course that I work at. That's what we do. Willie B says, I was talking to Mike after that the next day, and he was so annoyed. I don't blame him. I don't know. I'm not sure what that comment's about. Sorry. I missed part of the chat, I guess. Dark Gravity says he doesn't participate in 90% of the giveaways. I'm not here for that, but some are too gravy to pass up. I agree. There's been some killer giveaways. I mean, Cole has had some great giveaways. Zach has had some great giveaways. Even Bees, even though Bees is kind of the king of the budget knives, right? He's given away some pretty cool knives. JB has had some killer knives that he's given away in the past. Other people have given away some cool stuff. So, OTIP says, and sorry I didn't get back with you about that. I had a very bad couple of weeks. It's okay, man. We can talk. If you have a chance, catch up with me before next week, okay? And Grumpy Grunt says, I have to get more stickers made and begin furiously printing more Grumpy monkeys. I think I have about 20 stickers left and no monkeys at all. Yeah, I'm pretty good on my own stickers, but like I said, I'm gonna have to get some more made. A lot of people have been asking me for them, and that's cool. Like stickers it's not hard for me to send somebody an Eionan's Edge sticker, but I'm not going to have somebody screaming for stickers in the live chat, and that's not gonna happen anymore. So let's see what else we got here. Sobeck Scooter's in the house too. Awesome. Thank you for stopping by tonight. And we're down to about 33 people. So I'm going to go ahead and do two things. I'm going to throw this up here. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, I'm going to be doing some prize giveaways coming down the road, and you're going to need to know the word of the week for different weeks. So that was this week's word of the week right there. All right, let me just check on chat real quick, make sure I didn't miss anything super important here. I don't think I did. And we're going to get to story time because I know. Oh, whoa, Blades Hook Daniel says, I have a question. Is it common? I think what he's asking about is challenge coins. I don't think the knife community is all that big on challenge coins. Being a Marine, I know that challenge coins have become kind of a big thing in the armed forces. They were not a big deal when I was in back in the 80s and early 90s, because I had people ask me, newer Marines that got out, they're like, hey, what challenge coin did you have for you? And I'm like, well, we didn't have those. So at least not on any scale that I knew about. But that's pretty, I mean, I guess that would be kind of cool, challenge coins could be a kind of a cool thing to collect. Have to keep that in mind. That's gives me some ideas about some other stuff. So thanks for bringing that up, Daniel. I appreciate that. But I don't think there are really any, like, there's no channel challenge coins or anything. Although that could be kind of cool if everybody made some. Never looked into it. All right, so story time. Let me put on my specs here real quick so I can see what the heck I'm doing. Here we go. Tom Langert says, I don't care about challenge coins. Woo! Oh my God. Okay, so here we go, story time. So I've got a couple of different ones. Escalators are fun from the casino. That one's really cool. We could do that. That would be a lot of fun. Let's see. Revenge is a dish best served greasy. You guys might like that one. That might be. Tree Stab and Troy in here? Tree Stab and Troy. What's going on, my man? And Tree Stab and Troy, hopefully you received an envelope in the mail from me. I sent you out some stuff last Saturday. Laura got hers. Hopefully you get yours soon. Also, hey, my moderator extraordinaire, one of the two, Mimo, did you get your package up there in Canada yet? Drop me a line. Let me know if you got that. Yeah, David Iverson says, same here. The challenge coins started after we were in. I was also in the early 80s. Yeah, they didn't have those when I was in. So they're kind of cool, but if that wasn't your era, it wasn't your era. So I don't know. I'm thinking about telling revenge is a dish best served greasy. So we'll start with that. Is everybody ready for story time? I think you are. I've kept you waiting long enough, so we'll get to that. So here's the deal. If you remember me telling the story about Don't Drink My Chocolate Milk. So Don't Drink My Chocolate Milk was a story about a garage that I worked at in the summer part-time. And it was the days I wasn't working at my father's business, I was working at this garage. A friend of his owned a big garage and needed extra help. So I would do all kinds of work there. I would do radiators, transmissions, take carburetors out and rebuild them, whatever they needed done, any extra work that they did. My family was a racing family and it grew up doing. That's right. Michael Morgan says, gather round, children, story time with Unky Eionan. So anyway, I worked at this garage for a summer, and I was a teenager. And a lot of the guys I worked with there were seasoned mechanics. But yeah, Street Stab and Troy says, I like greasy. They were seasoned mechanics, but the deal was that I got a lot of the grunt work, and I didn't have my own bay. A lot of the other mechanics each had their own bay with a lift, right? So the work I did outside on the side of the garage, right? And I would have to roll a creeper under a car and jack it up and put it up on jack stands or whatever I needed to do. So I was working out in the heat in the summer, but I liked it and I made extra money doing it. And that's, if you wanted things, the way I grew up, if you wanted things, you worked for them, right? And that's the way it worked. So I told the story about how the guy there drank my chocolate milk all the time, and I got back at him by putting X-Lax in the chocolate milk. And he drank my chocolate milk, again, with the X-Lax in it, and didn't come to work for 2 days because he had the shits, right? Every time he ate, he had to go to the bathroom. I put a whole box of chocolate X-Lax in a container of chocolate milk. And it took a long time to shake it up and get it to not sound like it had rocks in it. But anyway, he drank it and put him on the toilet for 2 days, and he didn't get to come to work. But he never drank my chocolate milk again. So that's a refresh on the environment that I worked in. These guys were pranksters. So the other person, not the person who drank my chocolate milk, but the other person, who we will call Dale for the purpose of this story. So Dale, he was a jokester too. And he liked to do things like he would carry these big heavy boxes down from up the stairs, and he would pretend to drop the box as you were walking up, so you'd freak out and think this big heavy box was going to fall, and it was empty, and he'd laugh. And on most of those little jokes, you could kind of shy away. Josh Branson, what's up, my man? Thank you for stopping in. But there was a serious prank that he pulled on me, which almost got him fired. But I got back, and I'm going to tell you how this all went down. So I was in the bathroom one day, and the bathroom at this garage was tiny. It was smaller than a closet. You had to turn sideways once you opened the door to go in and pass the sink and get to the toilet. And on the wall, on the back wall of this little tiny closet was where the boss hung all of his work uniforms. So there's a big old stack of garage mechanic type work uniforms hanging there on the wall. Well, I had to use the bathroom. I go into the bathroom. I'm sitting on a throne, and Dale rolls an M80 type thing, like a huge explosive firecracker, not like some little tiny thing, but like one of those things that you like, blow your fingers off with. He rolls one of those under the door, and it goes off, and I see it, and just like at the very last second, I kind of stick my head behind the clothes, and it goes off, and it sounded like something I experienced over in the Middle East when I was in Marine. It like went off, and in that little tiny broom closet of a bathroom, it sounded like the world exploded, right? It was super, super loud. My ears rang. I got a nosebleed. My nose was bleeding, right? So and then the boss heard him. He was outside, and he heard the noise, and he came in, and he's like, "What the hell was that?" And I come out of the bathroom, and I'm literally like in shock. Like I'm kind of dazed. My nose is bleeding. He goes, "What the hell happened to you?" I go, "They threw some kind of firework or explosive or M80 or something under the door in the bathroom, right?" And then the boss realizes I'm like seriously fucked up. I'm pretty badly hurt, and I'm like my ears are ringing, and I've got a bloody nose. And I'm all like disorientated. And so he got the guy to admit that he did it, and he sent him home. He said, "You ever pull a stunt like that again, you're fired. But I don't want you. You're going home for the day. Get out of here." And he sent me home too, and he said, "I'll pay you for the day. Don't worry about it. Go home. Let me know how you're doing tomorrow." He asked me to go to the hospital or anything. I'm like, no, because after a few minutes, I don't remember whether it was a real M80 or not, but all I can tell you must have been a real M80 and not the garbage they have today. Yeah, this thing was freaking loud. Like it was as loud as anything I've ever heard, in terms of being in that small of a space. But anyway, he sent me home. So the next day I come back to work, and I don't get an apology from the guy. I don't get nothing. I had a headache. My ears rang for like a whole day. Like every time I would like hear louder noises, my ears would start to ring. Eventually that went away. But he never apologized. He just went about his business and kept working. And the boss told him, he's like, I don't want you doing no more of this kind of shit to anybody here, especially this young kid who's here helping us for the summer. But I thought about it, and I am not the type of person, when I get my revenge, it's usually not the very next day. It's usually not immediately. I put some thought into it. Here's what I did. So I worked there in the summer, and most of the guys who worked there didn't have air-conditioned cars. This guy drove a pickup truck, and he had a car that belonged to his wife. So he started driving his wife's car more and more. Probably, whatever, safe gas. I don't know. But anyway, he always parked his car on the back side of the building, which is where most of us parked. And he had a habit of leaving his windows cracked about that much all the time. So I tested, and I realized that I could get my wrist and my arm down, and I could pull the door lock open, because it was we're talking back to the era where they had the little tabs that you pulled up to unlock a door, push down, pull up, and I could unlock the door in his car. So I went out one day on my lunch break, and I got a tub of wheel bearing grease and an acid brush. They're little silver brushes with kind of like hard nylon horsehair bristles. And I went out and I opened up his car, and I went in and I put grease on everything. I greased the radio knobs, I greased the lights, I greased the turn signals, and I turned on the radio, and I put the turn signal light up, and I turned on everything I could get to turn on except for the headlights. But I put grease on everything. I greased the back of the steering wheel. I greased the emergency brake, the gas pedal, the clutch, the brake. I even put the seat way back, and I greased it, slid it, and then I slid it back a couple notches. I popped the hood, and I went in and I put grease all over the little bar that you use to release the hood on the car so you can put the hood up. I put a big old gob of it, and I smeared it all. I pasted it back and forth on that thing that you grab under the front grille, right? And then I put the hood back down. Okay? So everything in the car is greased, everything. Window cranks, seat adjusters, every single little knob and dial that there was in that car had wheel bearing grease on it. And then I closed the door, and I made sure that I was the first person that left that night. Yes. So the next day, the guy wanted to kick my ass. The guy literally came into work, and I kind of hung around in the shop that morning. The boss was there, and the guy wanted to kick my ass. He came in, and he's like, I'll kick your ass, you fucker, right? And my boss is like, what's the problem here? And he goes, he greased everything in my car. He goes, I got in, he goes, and I grabbed the hold of the steering wheel and had grease all over my hands. And I was, what the fuck? And and then he kept wiping. He went and got shop rags, and he kept wiping everything off. And every time he would wipe something off, like he started the car and the radio turned on, and he reached over and pressed a button and got grease on his hands, and then he kind of got wise to the seat. He goes, thankfully, I realized the seat wasn't in the same place. He goes, but I reached down and thought about it. So then I reached down with a rag and I got that off. So my boss basically said, hey, here's the deal. Okay. You almost blew him up in the bathroom, right? Gave him a nosebleed, probably ruptured his eardrums. He goes, that's not cool. And he said, so now you guys are even. Okay. No more pranks. Anybody pulls any more pranks here this summer, I'm going to fire your ass. Because that goes for everyone. So you would think that was the end of this situation, but it wasn't. Remember I said that I popped the hood and I put grease on the bar in the front, under the front grille that releases the hood. And that was the other reason he was mad, because it was his wife's car. This is my fucking wife's car. This is not my truck. This is not funny. So I think it's pretty funny, But anyway, a week goes by roughly, and he comes into work one day, and he's super pissed. And I don't think anything of it, because this incident's long over with. And he's like, you little son of a bitch. He starts swearing at me, and my boss like, what the hell is going on now? And he goes, let me tell you what's going on. He goes, my wife and I want to go out to dinner the other night, right? And we get all dressed up, and I'm dressed up nice, and we're going to this restaurant. I'm taking her out to a nice dinner. He goes, I got a nice shirt on, right? And he goes, we need to get gas. He goes, so I pull in to get gas, right? And he said, I noticed there was a weird smell coming from under the hood, right? And my wife's like, what is that smell? And he goes, well, I'll check it out. So he walks around, and he pulls the thing inside the car, and he walks around. He said, I walk around. He goes, and I stick my hand under there, and I go to squeeze the lever to release the hood. And the grease comes squirting out and goes up his arm and all over his good shirt he was going to wear to dinner. And he's got this dirty, week-old grease all over his forearm when he reached underneath there, all over his hand, all over his forearm. And he goes, we were late for dinner. I had to go home and change my shirt. I'm like, hey man, that was all the first time. I didn't screw with anybody's car a second time. But again, revenge is a dish best served greasy. Grumpy Grunt said that makes it even funnier. That was a slick move. It was a slick move. I learned that from my older brother. He did that once to get even with somebody. They kept messing with him, and so he went and greased a bunch of shit in their car, and same thing. But anyway, there should be a lesson learned from my revenge stories here, right? You may get the best of me, but I will get you back. I don't care how long it takes. I will get you back. So anyway, that is revenge is best served greasy. What do we got here? It's 4:54. I got time for one more quick story. You guys want one more quick story? I'll give you one more before we get off the air. I am a cautionary tale. Great story. Thank you, Stacy. Stacy says great story. I'll give you one more quick story before I get off the air. So some of you guys know that I used to be a scuba instructor. I think I mentioned that in one of my other earlier live streams. When I was a younger man, I taught scuba. And as a scuba instructor, if any of you guys have been in that community of people, the diving community, whether you're free diver or scuba diver, whatever, I taught classes, met a lot of girls that way when I was young, which was kind of cool. Darnell says, love the story. Yeah. Hey, man, revenge is always a dish best served cold, but mine was served greasy, so that works too. But back to the scuba story real quick. So here's the deal. So I was a scuba instructor. Me and a good friend of mine were both scuba instructors, and I have a bunch of scuba stories, but I'll tell you the scuba tank story tonight. After you would work with people in a pool for a couple weeks, and you give them classes, and you get them in a pool and make sure they could do all the skills that were required out in the real world, in the ocean or quarry or wherever they were diving, you would take them for their certifications, and we usually take them. I lived on the East Coast at the time. We'd take them to like Rhode Island or Massachusetts, and we'd take them diving, and we'd get them certified. We'd find these great dive spots, and we'd get them certified. So after you got done, that was liquid oxygen. No, we dove with back then we were diving with just straight compressed air. So anyway, the scuba story. So after you got done certifying people in the ocean and you got done making sure they could dive and do all that kind of stuff, we would usually kind of load everything back up in the scuba shop van. And depending on where we were, we would go get something to eat, and then we'd go unload all the gear to scuba shop. And we had keys to the shop, so it didn't matter if we got back to the scuba shop at 10 o'clock at night. We had keys, we'd go in the back, we'd put all the gear and hang everything back up, put all the tanks there to be refilled for the next class or the next dive that was going to happen through the shop. So we finish up a class and we get all these students certified, and we get everything packed away, and I'm like, hey, you want to go get some dinner? My buddy Phil, who was a scuba instructor with me, he says, you know, man, he goes, I'm really beat. I'm really tired. We'll skip the food. He goes, but you know what I got? He goes, I got some kush here, baby, right? So he pulls out a little package of weed. Now, everybody in the scuba industry at that point in time smoked weed. Not when you were diving, but when you were done. When you go scuba diving, there's a real high from it. You really get a big adrenaline rush. It's like visiting another planet under the water. So a lot of people would smoke it afterwards and kind of come down from that a little bit, just kind of chill out. And that's what we did a lot of times. So I go, well, I don't have anything to put it in. And he goes like this. He puts his hand in and he goes, give me a second. He goes in the back of the scuba van and he takes one of the valves off the scuba tank and he taps it, right? He taps it with a piece of scuba gear, and he breaks it loose and he unscrews it. Now, a scuba valve basically has a long brass or nickel tube that goes down inside the tank about yay far. And then the valve has a little bowl section with a hole in it. And you can turn the valve on, and that will open the airflow out into the tank, or in this case, into the tube. So when he takes it off, it's got a little brass tube that you can put up to your mouth, and then you sprinkle your cushion there, and you crack open the valve, and you light it, take a puff. It works perfect, perfect. Okay, so instant pipe. Okay, so we do this, we smoke some of this stuff, and it's really good. And I'm like, man, I feel so amazing, right? And we both fall asleep in the van, like in the parking lot of where this dive site was. And this is like late afternoon, and we wake up, and it's dark out. It's pitch black out. And I look at my watch, and it's like 10:30 at night. And I wake him up, and I'm like, hey, dude, we got to get going. He's like, oh my God, it's dark out. What time is it? It's 10:30. He's like, okay. So here's the best part of the story. So we rush back, we get back, we open up the shop, put all the gear away, and we don't think anything of it, right? We like put that tank to the side, like the side of the air machine, and we go home, right? We go to bed, and we forget about the tank, right? Forget about it. So a couple days later, we have a pool session with a new class of students. We bring all the gear and all the tanks in, we get it there, we show everybody how to set it up, we get people in the water, and there's a young girl, probably, I don't know, late teens, early 20s, college age type girl. And she comes up to us. Yeah, Gonzo says, I'm smoking some kush as we speak. There you go, brother. But anyway, she comes up to us, she gets out of the pool, and she comes up to us, and she's like, can I ask you something? And I said, sure. She goes, I know I'm supposed to just be kind of like getting underwater and learning how to breathe with a regulator in my mouth, just getting used to that whole experience. She goes, but I feel kind of careless and euphoric, and I feel a little bit lightheaded even when I tried to like walk over here to talk to you. She goes, I feel a little bit strange. And I go, okay. I go, why don't you just sit down, take your gear off? I said, just chill out for a little bit, and maybe that'll go away. And I go over and I tell my buddy Phil, and he goes like this. I tell him what she said, and he goes, oh no. He goes, we never got that tank that we smoked the weed through. We never cleaned the valve. We never took that back apart, and I cleaned it all out. And he goes, I wonder if she got that tank. Right? And she's like just sitting there, and she's like twiddling her hands and doing all kinds of crazy shit. And I'm like, that's what happened. I'm like, so, there's always some residual left. And then when you get compressed air and you go underwater, the air is compressed, so it's more potent. So that little bit of marijuana resin and all that stuff that was left in the valve, so we got one of our students stoned in a scuba class. And we basically kept her out of the water the rest of the night, and we took that tank back and we cleaned it all out and everything, cleaned the valve out and put it back together, and we never had that happen again. But basically, yeah, one of my younger students got stoned from the scuba tank that we smoked weed out of. Swear to God, man, truth is stranger than fiction. I could put that in like some kind of comedy movie. But anyway, folks, yep, that's the scuba tank story. I have plenty of diving stories too. I hope that you guys had a fun time tonight. We're a little after 5 o'clock, which means that Mr. Cole will be coming on for his live stream, and I am going to go jump in the pool in a few moments and cool off before we make dinner. But had a great time hanging out with you guys tonight, as always. Hold on, wait. So Michael Morgan says, show the Masalong again. Yeah, so I bought this little Masalong for under 20 bucks, and I bought the plain titanium version. And on the back of this little sucker, it says SP, Serge Panchenko. So this is one of his knife designs. And this is a cool little knife. It's available on Amazon from Masalong. It comes in frag, and it comes in three different tie colors. It's got a nice super sharp D2 blade. I keep failing it, but it usually is pretty fidgety because I'm terrible with frame locks. But yeah, this knife is under 20 bucks on Amazon. I believe it's called the 215, I think. That's what it is. But you can see it's got the little SP logo on it right there. That's Serge Panchenko's design logo. And it looks a lot like his other small knives. So anyway, that's all I got for you folks tonight. Thank you for everyone who tuned in tonight. It's been a pleasure to have you guys here. And also, thank you to my moderators for coming in and moderating the channel. Those guys are the best. And again, I hope to see most of you next Tuesday. I have a couple new things on my plate for next week's live stream. And new Fully Deployed is coming out this Sunday. So if you're watching Fully Deployed, episode 4 will be out on Sunday. And also, one more time, word of the week, in case you missed it, word of the week. There it is. All right, keep writing those down, folks. Have a great night. Stay sharp, everyone. I'll see you soon.